Hey, what's up, everybody? Tracking more storms today through the Ohio River Valley, east of the Mississippi. Saw a tornado in western Kentucky, not far from southern Indiana. Storms are actually getting stronger today. Yesterday, as we moved into the evening hours, they tend to slow down a little bit. Today's not the case. There's an entirely different wind component today. There's a lot of atmospheric instability. See right here near Clarksville in northwestern Tennessee and Kentucky. This is exactly where the tornado was at, right here near Madisonville. At least I saw it on one of my reporting apps. Tornado in western Kentucky, 1.5 inch hail. That would be a little larger than golf ball size, I think. Tornado was right in that area of the most atmospheric instability. I want to show you something we don't see very often, or at least I don't. This is the storm that is very capable of producing tornadoes. It's got a tremendous amount of updraft to it, and you're seeing what's called negative tilt associated with that. And that's an indication of strength, strong winds, big updraft, big mature storm. So we're going to stay on top of these storms pretty closely because we've had some earlier that were in the 73 range. That's over 70,000. So that is a tremendous storm. I didn't see any that tall yesterday, and that's why we're seeing tornadoes today. We're seeing large hail, and here they are. Storms moving through the Madisonville area, headed towards Central City, and they are very tall, strong storms. In fact, let me get to it right now. Here we go. Flash flooding near Owensboro. Getting reports of water in the streets in the town of Owensboro. I think water, river, and creek flooding in Evansville. Heavy rains. These are coming down at probably 2 inches per hour in places. Here we've got a tornado warning right here. Expires in 24 minutes. Big heads up. National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a tornado warning for east central Butler County in south central Kentucky, southeastern Grayson County in central Kentucky, northern Edmonson County in south central Kentucky until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:30 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was located 10 miles northwest of Brownsville, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So for another 30 minutes or so, this system right here, and we'll watch it real close and see it's very tall, big, tall storm. That whole area right there is under a tornado warning. And I'm looking for, yeah, you can kind of see one up there, the beginnings of a hook. You're looking for hook echoes. We can check on the where are we at here? Correlation coefficient, right? Yeah. Absolutely. You see the sharp contrast between the blue and red. And the green and red, that's where the winds are going in the opposite direction towards each other. And that usually indicates rotation. We saw a negative tilt, big negative tilt storm. That produced a tornado back behind this system in far western Kentucky. Boy, these are a lot stronger than yesterday because there's more atmospheric lift and instability, and you've got jet streams converging in this area. Tornado warning in this area, and I'm sure there's going to be many more before the evening's over. And hopefully there won't be any nocturnal tornadoes, but don't be surprised if there's not tornadoes somewhere in either Kentucky, West Virginia. See, there's a tornado right there. Oh my. Let's see if we can. It's got 1-inch size hail. That's indicating a tornado, mesocyclone right there. See the pink? Let me take you into it. Luckily, it's in a rural area. See it? There's rotation right there. Tornado on the ground. North and west of Brownsville, Kentucky. See where we're at? We're just north of Tennessee. North of the Tennessee state line. North of Bowling Green. And that's showing us a tornado right there. Let me get a different tool here. Let's see. We'll go with this one here. Yeah, there we go. Right there, tornado. Luckily, I don't see anything out in the path of this thing right now. That's the only good thing about it. It's out in a rural area. That's tornado. See if there's any other ones. Severe thunderstorm warnings galore. There's another tornado right there. That's the one I saw earlier near Madisonville. So that's 2 just outside of Madisonville. And that system that created that tornado is heading east-southeast between Greenville and Central City. See it right there on the map. Don't be surprised if there's not some of this severe weather make its way down into Tennessee. We're keeping an eye out on Nashville for sure. So right there you're looking at tornado, and possibly something going on up here north of Evansville. What do we got going on up here? Oh, hail. Okay. We're expecting hail. Very well could be some very large hail associated with these storms because they're strong. Just a big heads up. Especially in Kentucky, southern Indiana. We're going to go from place to place, but I want to watch this real close right now because we've got tornado activity. Tornado warning right here for another 25 minutes. Yesterday, we didn't see any tornadoes. At least they didn't show up on the map. There could have been some. I don't think conditions were quite right yesterday for tornadoes. These you can definitely tell by the cloud tops, and you can see rotation, you can see hook signatures. So I'm surprised there's not more, to be honest. I don't know if that one's still on the ground. That would be heading. It definitely moved forward. This just updated. So if you're in Powderly, is that correct? Anybody familiar with this area here in Kentucky, Powderly? North of Greenville. You could have a tornado. Yeah, I see that in draft right there. Oh my. That's a doozy right there. Powderly. Big heads up. Severe thunderstorm warning for this area. And a tornado. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Remains in effect until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. For Muhlenberg, southeastern McLean, and Hopkins counties. Thunderstorm was located near Madisonville. That's where that tornado is showing up here on this radar, and it's moving. It's on the ground, according to this. Trained spotters have indicated winds of 60 miles per hour, quarter-size hail. Madisonville, Central City, Earlington, Nortonville, Morton's Gap, Powderly, we just talked about Powderly, Graham, Greenville, Weir, Dunmore, White Plains, Hanson, Drakesboro, Sacramento, Island, Nebo, Slaughters, Bremen, South Carolyn, Carrollton, and Kirtley. A tornado watch remains in effect until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that'd be about another 20 minutes just for this area. These storms are starting to get stronger. They went through parts of Missouri earlier and dropped a lot of rain, some large hail in places, 1.5 inches, I think up to 2 inches in some places, very large hail. And those are just the ones that were reported. I'm sure there were more areas that went unreported. You know, all of these storms you see out in rural areas, a lot of that goes unreported. You don't even ever hear about it. Just like the world record for hail was like 8-9 inches or something like that. Well, that's the largest one ever found. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the largest that's ever came down. That right there is a strong storm headed towards Powderly, Kentucky. Powderly, Kentucky. Interior room or a basement. Definitely a must. Look at the indraft. That's wind colliding right there. Big time. Oh, wow. Powderly, Central City, South Carrollton. Anybody in that area? Interior room with no windows. Basement would be even better. Just updated again, and it looks like it's getting even stronger. That's reaching 73. That's a tall storm. Woo! Probably some big hail associated with that one, guys. Central City and Powderly. Severe thunderstorm warning, and according to this, there is a tornado in the area, or at least a mesocyclone, some sort of rotation. And that gives us the tornado icon, and lets us know that there could be a tornado on the ground in this area. We'll pull it out just a second, go over here, north of Brownsville. We're in Kentucky right now, looking at a couple of areas that could potentially have tornadoes on the ground. These are moving east, and we're in west central Kentucky right now. So if you're in that area, big heads up. We've got rotation in these clouds. Powderly, Kentucky. Central City, Kentucky. It's almost on Central City. In fact, it is. They're getting some heavy rains and high winds right now. But this area right here, see that little gap? I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a lot going on right there, but there's a gap. It's kind of closing right now, but that's like an intake. That's an intake. Remember, tornadoes pull up, hurricanes push down. And there was a big intake right there. Okay, it's on Central City, South Carrollton. Bremen is getting a lot of heavy rain. Sacramento. Learned something new today. I did not know there was Sacramento, Kentucky. I'd heard of Sacramento, California. I'd never heard of Sacramento, Kentucky. Central City, probably seeing very heavy rain right now. Quite possibly, I'd pretty safe bet there's flash flooding associated with that. That is a tremendously strong storm. No doubt. Wow. And it's indicating tornado, so big heads up in this area, guys. Powderly, Central City, Greenville, tornado. Thunderstorm warning, severe thunderstorm warning. Big strong storms, and they're getting stronger in some areas. In fact, they've gotten a lot stronger just in the last hour. Jet streams colliding. You got warm air and cold air tangling. Big updrafts right here in this area. And it's creating rotation. Unstable atmosphere. Oh, there's something else. What we got here? That's a mesocyclone right there in the middle of all that. Mesocyclone. In the middle of all this storm, possibly a tornado out in front. There's a lot going on right here, guys. Bremen, South Carrollton, Central City, and Powderly. Look for an interior room with no windows. Basement would be perfect. Basement would be perfect. These storms are rolling along at around 40 miles per hour. Drakesboro, Rochester. It may stay together all the way to Morgantown, Woodbury, Plum Springs, Bowling Green could be in the path of some of this activity later. And I'm talking maybe 30 minutes later. Let's see. A little over 20 miles. Well, it might be there pretty quick. Less than 30 minutes. Oh, it's got that intake again. Yeah, that's a strong storm right there. Wow. Powderly? Anybody in Powderly? Know anybody in Powderly? I'm sure they're starting to feel the winds right now. It's very windy in Powderly. We are in Kentucky. West Central Kentucky. These storms are moving through West Central Kentucky right now. And they're making their way through Kentucky, moving pretty much in an east, due east. Some storms are moving southeast. We've kind of got a mixed bag here. East, a little bit southeast. Some are kind of slanted. Saw a negative tilt there earlier. Very sharp negative tilt. That's what's got all this spin going on here. We are in West Central Kentucky. Hail flying. Probably debris associated with the storm we're looking at now. There's a tornado in there somewhere. Maybe more than one. Right there. I'm going to leave it there for just a second. Powderly, Greenville, all of these areas are in Kentucky. So these storms are not messing around. They're very strong, and they could linger around until after dark. So if you know these storms are in your area, and it's after dark, make sure you keep your phone on so you can get alerts. Have your weather radio or whatever form you use to get a weather alert. Use it, and you might need it this evening. If you have a basement to sleep in, that's probably your best bet if you're in Kentucky. These storms are going to last a while. These aren't necessarily needing the influence of daytime heating because there's other dynamics at play here in the atmosphere. So they're not necessarily daytime heating storms. There's a big gap right there. Powderly, Central City right now. Hail, high winds, maybe even a tornado. I don't know. I would say there's a pretty good chance. South Carrollton. At the very least, there is a severe thunderstorm going on right there. At the very least. Mesocyclone and possibly a tornado. That is very, very intense. Feel like you're in a hurricane right in there right now. If you were in Central City or in that immediate area, right outside of Central City, South Carrollton, that's what a hurricane feels like. I've been in 3. You're feeling it right now. Could be even stronger. If it's a tornado, it can have winds well over 100 miles an hour. Tornado I was in I saw a tornado, but the hurricane I was in had winds of 100 mile an hour. When it made landfall, it was a Cat 4. I wasn't along the shore. I was 120 miles inland. Still had winds of over 100 miles an hour. Severe storms right there. That's a tornado warning right here. See how much longer this one lasts. Expires in 8 minutes. That's north of Brownsville, Kentucky, moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. Tornado warning expires in 8 minutes. We're in West Central Kentucky following tornadoes. Seen 2 so far at least. Possibly 2. I don't know if these have touched down, but they have indicated there was rotation spotted, especially in this storm right here. And I am not surprised at all, just from the looks of it on radar here. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. We'll see if we can see some debris. Possibly in the air. Yeah, I think there is, guys. I think there was a tornado there. Absolutely. That looks like debris in the atmosphere. Yes, there was a tornado there. Oh my, I hope everybody took cover. Powderly. Central City. Oh boy. That looked like debris, guys. Hope everybody took cover. Right in here. Goodness sakes. That looked like debris. Just letting you know what it was showing. Hasn't been confirmed. It's just what it shows me on this. Wow. So there might be another tornado warning from the looks of that. Severe at minimum right through there. Headed towards Drakesboro, Rochester. Very quickly, these storms are moving at around 40 miles per hour. And we are in west central Kentucky, right in here. Storms moving east at about a 40-mile-an-hour clip. You can see there's tornado warnings back here we need to go look on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings in northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri. Right now as I'm doing this video. See those tornado warnings? We're going to have to go check on those too. Tornado warning in west central Kentucky. This one right here, I do think there was a tornado on the ground. Just based off of my experience with this instrument. Looked like there was debris in the sky. This will pick up debris. So there very well could have been a tornado near Powderly and Central City. That's in Kentucky. Boy, that is a fierce storm. And they've got it tracking all the way to just outside of Bowling Green. That's over 22 miles away. Which isn't uncommon. Tornado I saw was on the ground for 17 miles. That was a long time ago. All right, we got tornado warnings here. We're going to check out some other ones here. Where are we at? In northern Arkansas. Let's go to northern Arkansas. Tornado warnings there. That severe thunderstorm warning expires in 19 minutes for Hartford, Huntington, Mansfield. Here's a strong storm here. Another one near Howe, Heavener, and Weister. Very strong storm there. 60,000 footer. That's capable of reaching up there and generating some huge hail. As we saw the negative tilt on that other storm, and that means a big time updraft. You're talking the major leagues there. So it can lift that moisture up in the air at 150 miles an hour approximately. And if it can do it at 150 miles per hour, well, then it's got the capability to produce softball-sized hail. These are some strong storms here moving through northern Arkansas. Northern Arkansas is a tornado warning. Horseshoe Bend, that's a storm almost identical to what we saw over in Kentucky. Tornado warning expires in 13 minutes. Headed towards Horseshoe Bend, Ash Flat, Franklin, and this is in northern Arkansas. That's where we're at right now, guys. Tornado warning in northern Arkansas. Storms are moving towards the Jonesboro area. Pocahontas. Right now, the storms are in the area of Horseshoe Bend. In fact, it's going directly at Horseshoe Bend as a very intense supercell thunderstorm. Ash Flat, Franklin. There's a tornado warning for this entire area. Evening Shade, Sydney, Oxford, and Cave City. All of this area here. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for the next 30 minutes. This entire area in yellow is under a severe thunderstorm warning, as these storms are high octane, moving through Pineville, Calico Rock right now as I do the video, Salem, headed towards Cherokee Village, Hardy, Highland, and we're in northern Arkansas right now. Tornado warnings in 2 states, Arkansas and Kentucky. So big heads up, and this could go after dark. Northern Arkansas, and there's also a tornado warning we're going to go check out here in a minute up in southeastern Missouri. Severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings. Actually, tornado warnings in 3 states: Missouri, Arkansas, and Kentucky. We need to go up here to Missouri real quick and see what's happening. See how long that one's going to be. Let's see. Maybe we can catch it on the Springfield or St. Louis. Yeah, we got it right here. Here we go. That's another one just like, oh, look at that. Woo! Elsinore, southwestern Missouri, right in the path of a supercell thunderstorm. Tornado warning expires in 31 minutes. See what it says. Oh, this has got, I think, evacuation. Is that what I'm reading right? Oh, it says activation requested. Tornado warning. National Weather Service, Paducah, Kentucky. Tornado warning for southeastern Carter County in southeastern Missouri, southwestern Wayne County in southeastern Missouri, and northwestern Butler County in southeastern Missouri until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 4:50 p.m. a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Van Buren, moving east at, wow, a smoking 55 miles per hour. Tornado and ping pong ball size hail. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. This dangerous storm will be near Hunter around 5 p.m., Elsinore around 5:05 p.m., Brush Harbor around 5:10, Williamsville around 5:15 p.m. Look what it says. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room with no windows. That's if you're in this area right here. For the next 30 minutes, guys. Southeastern Missouri. That is a strong storm, especially Elsinore. If you're in that area, if you know anybody in southwestern Missouri, or if you're in southwestern Missouri, you know what time it is. It's time to find the basement or an interior room with no windows. Holy cow, and that storm's moving at 55 miles an hour. It's moving faster than sometimes the wind blows on a windy day. Tell me that thing isn't strong. It's moving right towards Elsinore right now. Williamsville in southeastern Missouri. Big heads up. And then there's a lot of rural areas here that more than likely there's small farms out here and stuff. I'm sure they can tell by looking at the sky that it probably looks very ominous. But these storms could go into the nighttime hours. So you want to stay alert even after dark. These storms could be nocturnal. I don't know how long, but they could stay very active well into the evening hours, well after dark. So right now, that's in southwestern or southeastern Missouri. We have tornado warnings in 3 states right now, and these storms are continuing to roll through and are getting stronger. Daytime heating is leaving, and the storms are remaining strong and getting stronger. So there's a lot going on in the atmosphere that's creating these storms and this very strong updraft. Hot air, cold air, heavy rain, and plus the dew points are very high in some areas, and that area right there is getting a lot of rain. Probably flash flooding in the Mill Spring area. Tornado warning for this area you're looking at. We've got tornado warnings in Missouri. We've got tornado warning in Arkansas. Got tornado warning over here in Kentucky. 3 different states, all at the same time. I think it's going to be a busy spring, and it's not even spring yet. That's a big storm right there. It's not necessarily aesthetically big. It's very tall. That is a incredibly tall. If you were in an airplane right now, I mean, that storm's twice as tall as airplanes fly. Airplanes normally hang around at the 35,000 foot range. Well, this is up over 60,000 foot. Airplanes don't even go that high. Unreal. Saw a negative tilt, big time negative tilt on a storm earlier. It's just something you look for when you're following storms, if you track storms a lot, which I have for a long time. When you see a sharp negative tilt like I showed earlier, that is a very good indication there is severe weather on the way. When you see it on radar, you don't see it from the ground. But if you notice it on radar, satellite instruments, that's a pretty good sign that there's going to be severe weather. We had a negative tilt out here in the jet for a while. We're seeing rain out here in Arizona, which we'll take a look at later. Supposed to have possibly heavy rain tonight. Maybe some lightning. Thunderstorms. We don't have those very often out here. We're in southeastern Missouri right now. Severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado warnings for the next 25 minutes at least. Now we're going to hop down to Arkansas. In northern Arkansas, yet another tornado warning. See if we can find it right here. And there it is. Right on top of Horseshoe Bend right now. Horseshoe Bend, that community knows what a hurricane feels like. Probably stronger. There's some very strong storms directly over Horseshoe Bend right now. Ash Flat. Franklin's on the outer edge. We're in northern Arkansas right now. Just below the Missouri state line. Storms are moving east, southeast, headed towards Horseshoe Bend is in the direct line of the storm. Smithville, Minturn, Wilford, Highland, Cherokee Village. That storm is very strong. Tornado warning expires in 24 minutes. National Weather Service, tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 p.m. Central Independence, northeastern Izard, and southern Sharp counties. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Franklin, or 8 miles west of Ash Flat, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Ping pong ball size hail and high winds. Take cover now is what the National Weather Service is highly recommending in all caps. So if you're in that area, take cover. If you know anybody in that area, look at that. 70,000. Airplanes don't even fly that high. Whoa. Wow. I think it's going to be an active spring, guys. And I know there's some areas that are flooding in Tennessee and Mississippi, Alabama, and there's more rain on the way. So hopefully it won't be too far out of the manageable range, but I know the ground is very, very saturated. Boy, Horseshoe Bend is right in the middle of a very fierce thunderstorm right now. That is unreal. Woo! Wow, no wonder they've got a severe thunderstorm. Well, these storms are getting bigger as they're moving to the east. So if you're in Wilford, we'll just move over here because they're moving pretty quickly. Raven Den, Pocahontas. It's a little far away from Pocahontas. Let's just take a look. If this storm holds together, about 20, 40, got a 10-mile radius. That's a pretty good sized storm, but it's very strong, very dense core. Severe thunderstorm warning probably for at least the next 40 minutes in this area, I would say. 22 minutes severe thunderstorm warning, and then it will more than likely update and move to the east towards Ravenden Springs, Pocahontas, Wilford, Hardy. Horseshoe Bend right now is getting absolutely creamed by this storm. That is unbelievable. I don't see any signs of intake. I don't see any of that yet. I mean, that doesn't mean it can't happen, but sometimes tornadoes get rain wrapped, and it's raining so hard that they're difficult to spot. But look for these thunderstorm warnings to move to the south and to the east next time this thing updates, probably in 10 or 15 minutes. Walnut Ridge, Black Rock, Smithville, Minturn, Lynn, Strawberry. Probably be in that area in the next 20 to 25 minutes. But very strong thunderstorms now over Horseshoe Bend. Big Flat just saw huge storm go through that area. Very big storm. So we have tornado warnings once again in 3 states, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kentucky. And these storms are moving east very, very quickly, but they are continuing to rejuvenate. They're staying together, holding their strength. In fact, in some cases, getting much stronger. Let's go back over to Kentucky. See if they've got any new warnings or anything over here. Kentucky, Fort Campbell, and multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. Tornado warning expires in 20 minutes. Headed in the direction of Bonnieville now and Munfordville. That's the area now in Kentucky. We're in west central Kentucky right now. Northeast of Bowling Green, south of Louisville. Tornado warning in the area of Bonnieville and Munfordville. If you're in that area, a basement would be excellent. Interior room with no windows would be just as good, if that's all you can get to. And I would stay there for a while because this definitely looks like a tornado candidate for sure. You start to see definitely see some hook echoes in there. Doesn't necessarily guarantee there's one, but there very well could be. That's why they've got a tornado warning here. Absolutely. Bonnieville, Munfordville. Next 20 minutes, that's in west central Kentucky. These areas back here, they're probably wondering what just went through. Central City and Powderly. Those storms are still as strong as they were several minutes ago. Look at that. Headed right into Rochester now. As strong as it was in Central City. Drakesboro. Rochester. Interior rooms with... See, this one here is taking on a unique shape. And that's telling us that there's a tornado on the ground. You know, I wouldn't doubt it because what I saw showed debris in the air. So, and that's in west central Kentucky. That's unconfirmed, but just take shelter if you're in Drakesboro. National Weather Service is telling you that right on here. Take shelter now. Rochester, take shelter if you haven't already. And that's in west central Kentucky, right in here. Right in this area. That is a very strong storm. A lot of these have the same personality, up in the 60, 70,000 range. Very capable of producing large hail and tornadoes. Absolutely. Especially this in here. This Powderly, Drakesboro area. I'm going to follow up on that area because I think a tornado touched down. And there may very well still be one on the ground. I don't know. But it sure looked like it. It sure did. Maybe it didn't touch down. It just maybe grabbed some debris. But what I saw showed debris in the air. And it's normally pretty accurate. Not perfect, but it's pretty accurate. That's all I can say. Right now we're in west central Kentucky. We've got tornado warnings in 3 states. Kentucky, Missouri, and Arkansas, and that could very easily expand into more states. These supercells are moving towards West Virginia, southern Indiana. In fact, let's check on southern Indiana. It's on the very edge. Evansville. Getting some moderate to heavy rain. I don't see anything on the severe side right at the moment. That's further south, where there's some big-time air colliding down here. I mean, so much to the point that it was creating negative tilt. And that's going to create updraft. Updraft can create spin, large hail. So once again, tornado warning for another 16 minutes. Bonneville, Munfordville in Kentucky, central Kentucky. And look for more of these tornado warnings. Anybody in that area should be in a safe spot. Basement, interior room with no windows. Have your weather radio or your smartphone with you, whichever one can maintain service in case there's a power outage. Because more than likely, I'll check here in a minute, but I would say from the looks of these storms, especially over here by Central City, Powderly, Drakesboro. Boy, this one here that just went through Drakesboro. See that leading edge, how it's got that bow? This one here is not there. It's rotating. It's undeniable. The one that just went through Rochester, that's in Rochester right now, Rochester, Kentucky. There's rotation there in that area. I'm 90% sure there was a tornado on the ground there. Hope everybody's okay. If you're in that area, just hunker down for a while. Rochester is really feeling it. Like I said, these storms are taller than airplanes fly. By a long ways. Tornado warnings in 3 states. Kentucky, Missouri, and Arkansas. And look for that to expand over the next several hours. These storms could be of a nocturnal nature. They could be very, very prevalent after dark. Wow, that's a strong storm there. Tornado warning for another 14 minutes. Munfordville, Bonneville, and they may extend it. We'll have to wait and see when they do their next update. I update like every 90 seconds with regard to the radar. But they'll update these warnings, as they become necessary. Clarkson, what's the name of this town? Litchfield, severe thunderstorm warning moving towards Upton. Hodgenville, Elizabethtown. Looks like these have kind of a east-northeast component. And then these down here have that's definitely east-southeast. So they're kind of going all different directions right now. Tornado warning still Missouri, northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and central Kentucky. Pretty confident there was a tornado over here, and that's what it's showing us on the radar near Rochester. In fact, that just updated, and it's showing tornado southwest of Rochester. That's been on the ground. If that is in fact the case, then that's been on the ground for quite some time, or at least it's showing a mesocyclone signature, let's put it that way. And I did see debris in the air earlier near Powderly. Powderly, Central City, still getting extreme rain right now. Heavy, heavy rainfall, high winds. The leading edge of this storm is just relentless. Look at that. Unbelievable. And it's still going. Woodbury, Morgantown. Rochester is right in the middle of it. The very, very intense part. Probably going to be power outages in those areas. We're going to check here in just a minute. More than likely, there's power outages there. I would say in parts of Arkansas, power outages. And more than likely in areas of southeastern Missouri. This tornado warning is about to expire in 12 minutes. Possible tornadoes in the area of Bonneville and Munford. This is indicating rotation near Rochester, Kentucky right now. That's where we're at in Kentucky. And these storms are moving at a very fast pace. So you don't have a whole lot of time to get to your safe spot if these are coming your way. Woodbury, Morgantown, and then pretty much a rural area, a decent stretch of rural countryside until it reaches Bowling Green. And at the rate that it's going, it looks like it's going now. They've extended it now past Bowling Green. Boy, that is a high octane storm. Now they've got this thing extended all the way past Oakland, which I just learned something new. There's an Oakland, Kentucky. Okay. The only Oakland I knew of was Oakland, California. That's cool. All right, so this is extending now to Oakland, Kentucky. And we'll see if it maintains this same horsepower, but right now it's at the high end of the charts. Rochester probably wondered what just happened. I would say there's power outages in Rochester, Drakesboro, Powderly, Central City, quite possibly South Carrollton. I don't know the population of those areas. More than likely the Greenville area, and this is in Kentucky. I'm assuming the power's out in those areas, or at least there's sporadic power outages, more than likely. Those storms had some very intense winds. Okay, we've still got 1, 2. All right, there's a new tornado warning here in southeastern Missouri. Let's check it out. New tornado warning. See if we can find it. Here we go. There's that supercell. Now this one expires in 9 minutes. It's already past Ash Flat. This one's primarily in a rural area. No cities that I can see inside the zone, which is always a good thing. Severe thunderstorm warning. Storms capable of producing tornado was located near Myron. Ash Flat moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Locations impacted: Myron, Maxville, Nelsonville, Evening Shade, Cave City, and Poughkeepsie. Actually, that's in northern Arkansas. I'm trying to get up here to see. That's a new one, it looks like. Oh, there is a new one right there. Now we have 2 tornado warnings in Missouri, 1 in Arkansas, and 1 in central Kentucky. New tornado warning in Missouri. So there must be a tornado on the ground, because right now radar is not showing anything over that area. Wow. It's starting to get busy out there, guys. It's starting to get real busy. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. Looks like some sort of flooding incident. Street flooding. Where are we at? Streets flooded, roads closed, vehicles stranded. And that would be in the area of Ash Flat. If you know anybody in Ash Flat, they're having street flooding right now. A result of that storm system right there, right outside of Ash Flat. Water piling up in the streets. The rain's coming down so hard. Let's see here. So they're fairly confident this storm here that's going through Van Buren right now. Got tornado warnings in 2 different locations. This one's a new one that's going to expire in 22 minutes. Let's see what it says. Again, you can see it in all caps. Take cover now. Move to a basement. Interior building. Tornado warning for south central Wayne County and southeastern Missouri, northern Butler and southeastern Missouri until 5:45 p.m. These storms are moving at 50 miles per hour. Tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. This storm has a history of large hail. A wall cloud has been observed with this storm as well. Flying debris will be dangerous associated with this storm. Move to a basement or an interior room. And that's coming from the National Weather Service, and they're talking about storm system right there. It's got a history of producing 2-inch hail. And again, that's in southeastern Missouri, right in here. 2-inch hail. That will do some incredible damage to vehicles. That takes out the windshield, the back windows, huge dents, damages homes. 2-inch hail. And that's what that's capable of doing right there, southeastern Missouri near the boot heel. Southeastern Missouri, right above the boot heel. And you know where that's at. The New Madrid. The boot heel, the New Madrid. That's the big fault zone right there in the boot heel of Missouri. And that's where we've got tornado warnings in Arkansas, 2 in Missouri, and 1 in central Kentucky right now. And this is updating about every 5 minutes with new warnings, new storms popping up all over the place. And that's a new tornado warning right here associated with this storm. That's got a history of producing 2-inch hail back in this area here by Birch Tree, Winona, Mountain View, Van Buren. 2 tornado warnings in southeastern Missouri right in here. This is the area we're at, southeastern Missouri, Kentucky. You can see all of the labels going on over here in Kentucky with heavy rain. Some areas are seeing flooding right here, river and creek flooding. We've got flooding in towns and streets. A lot going on here. A lot going on here. I think there was a tornado on the ground in west central Kentucky. I really do. In fact, let's look here and see if there's this one's got a tornado warning that expires in 4 minutes. We're going to look at the correlation coefficient real quick. Yeah, there's a lot of air colliding. You got the green and colliding with the red. I mean, that can definitely produce spin. This here's in northern Arkansas, northeastern Arkansas, and we're near the boot heel of Missouri. The boot heel's right by the New Madrid fault line. So once this tornado warning expires in like 3 minutes, I think. Yeah, 3 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if they extend the tornado warning. This entire area in northern Arkansas has multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to see if they update the tornado warnings. Right now we have tornado warnings in 3 states. 3. Probably multiple power outages. That's going to update in about 3 minutes. This storm system here is small, but man, it packs a punch. 2-inch hail, high winds. They're advising people in this area in southeastern Missouri to take shelter. If you're in the vicinity of Williamsville, Mill Spring, Elsinore, they're advising to take shelter. Find your safe spot in your home, wherever it may be. I'm sure everybody up in here knows this is Tornado Alley. These people are very experienced with tornadoes. It's not their first rodeo. But when there's multiple states like this under tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And especially if these things can go into the overnight hours or at least after dark. Sometimes after dark, you can't obviously see the sky, maybe asleep. I wouldn't take my eye off the sky tonight, even after dark. Have your weather alert system on. Sleep with your phone on if you're in this area, especially if you're in like West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, parts of Virginia, southern Ohio. After dark, be on the lookout for severe weather. You're not going to be able to see the tornadoes, but the National Weather Service will keep you alerted at least if there's any tornadoes on the ground. This one here should, look, we've got 1, 2, now we've got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings going on in northern Arkansas. These things are intensifying and they're getting bigger. So these are not being influenced by daytime heating. So these could very easily go into the after dark hours. Easily. Got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings now. Just in Arkansas. Probably more. I'm watching the tornado warning expires in 1 minute. I'm going to see if they extend it. I would say they probably will from the looks of that storm. They did. Right there it goes. And they extended it even farther. Look at that. Unreal. Big heads up, guys, if you're in this area. Woo! They got that on the ground for a long ways. Look at that. Now that's a big tornado warning. That's a big storm. I'm not surprised. That's what they 2 now in southeastern Missouri, 2 tornado warnings in northern Arkansas, and a tornado warning over in central Kentucky. This whole area right here. Well, not that, right about in here. Look at that. All right, let's go check these storms out. They just extended the tornado warning now in northern Arkansas. That's 44 minutes. Let's read about it real quick. This is coming from the National Weather Service, probably out of Paducah. Nope, National Weather Service out of Little Rock. Tornado warning for northeastern Jackson County in Arkansas, Lawrence County in eastern Arkansas, southeastern Sharp County in north central Arkansas until 6:15 p.m. This storm's heading right towards Smithville, by the way. If you're in Smithville, Arkansas, find a basement. At 5:27 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 10 miles southeast of Ash Flat, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Tornado and half-dollar size hail. That's right around the golf ball size range. Flying debris would be dangerous to those caught outside without shelter. Locations include Walnut Ridge, Black Rock, Portia, Lynn, Minturn, Powhatan, Calamine, Center, Eaton, Clover Bend, Loratown, Nelsonville, everywhere in this area. And they made the area, the cone, much bigger than the last one. Look at the size of that tornado cone. Are you serious? Walnut Ridge, Hoaxie, Minturn, Alicia, Strawberry, Lynn, Black Rock, Portia, Smithville. This storm is staying organized. There's more coming behind it. Ash Flat looks like it's going to get round 2. Unbelievable. Horseshoe's getting round 2. And they just had a severe thunderstorm. Getting another one. Look at the cone there. That's incredible. That's a big tornado cone. And a huge severe thunderstorm warning area, which is going to last for another 28 minutes at least. At least in that area. And then it's going to move to the east-southeast more than likely. Marmaduke. Marmaduke's in the clear right now, but storms are headed that way. Once again, tornado warnings in 3 states. Northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri. Okay, the tornado warning now in central Kentucky has expired. They have not renewed it. However, there's still severe thunderstorm warnings in those areas. Smith Grove, Bowling Green. We're going to come back to there because that storm now looks like it's making its way to Bowling Green. And that storm has been trucking for over 25 miles, maybe farther. In fact, let's go there real quick. We'll come back to Arkansas in just a moment. Kentucky, Fort Campbell. There we are. That storm is still. And there's still a tornado signature there. Okay, that tells us there's mesocyclone energy in that storm. That's what it's telling us. So more than likely there's power outages along this area, and it looks like Powderly is getting ready for round 2. See how these storms are just recycling one after? It's like an assembly line of storms. Look, Powderly again, Central City, South Carrollton. They just got this one here. They're getting another one now. These definitely have a nocturnal component, guys, so if you're in this area, big heads up. They just put out this severe thunderstorm warning. Expires in 1 hour and 11 minutes. So next hour and 11 minutes, severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service in Louisville, southeastern Butler, south central Kentucky of Warren County, south central Kentucky, Edmonson County, until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm is located about 7 miles southeast of Morgantown, moving east at 35 miles an hour. And I'm going to show you what they're showing here. See that? This is a very dangerous storm, and that's coming straight from the National Weather Service. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts and golf ball size hail. You're seeing it right there, flying debris. And I think we saw flying debris on the coefficient earlier. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Okay, locations include Bowling Green, Morgantown, Plum Springs, Crestmore, Mount Victor, Smiths Grove, Park City, Oakland, Woodbury, and Chally Beat, if I said that correctly. This whole area here. And it has really been very intense in here for quite some time. This is, again, central Kentucky, slightly west, north of Clarksville, Tennessee, and south, slightly west of Louisville, Kentucky. That storm there has been absolutely tireless. It just keeps maintaining the same strength. Mesocyclone signature. I'm pretty confident there's power outages through here. There has to be. Strong storm over there by Munfordville and Bonnieville. They did take the tornado warning out of that equation, but I still wouldn't put my guard down. These storms up here are getting strong by Owensboro, south and east of Evansville. Looks like Evansville's in the clear, at least for the time being. Owensboro, Rockport, Tell City, moving towards Hardinsburg and Fordsville, where there has been flooding, creek and river flooding in those areas. This one down here south of Morgantown, that is one wicked storm. And these behind it are actually getting bigger. This is Central City's second round, Powderly. And I'm pretty sure there was debris on the radar here. The coefficient showed debris near Powderly and Greenville, Drakesboro. But that was about 20 minutes ago. But there's more severe weather moving in right now. So you still have to take cover if you're in those areas. Interior room with no glass windows or a basement. And I do know that there's basements up in these areas here. Basements are very nice in Tornado Alley. Severe thunderstorm warnings in multiple states. Uh-oh, we've got a green one now. We've got an update. This looks like flooding. Flash flood warning expires in 2 hours and 52 minutes. This was just posted by the National Weather Service out of Louisville. Flash flood warning for central Grayson County in central Kentucky, southwestern Hardin County in central Kentucky until 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Next couple hours, 6:32 p.m. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Some locations that will experience flooding include Litchfield, Clarkson, Upton, Caneyville, Sonora, Concord, Rock Creek, St. Paul, Eastview, and Broad Ford. Turn around, don't drown. And just be safe out there, man. There's a lot of heavy rain coming down. When they issue those flood warnings, you know the ground is already saturated, more than likely. Number two, the rain's coming down at rates that the drainage systems, whether it be creeks, rivers, or man-made, can't keep up with the rainfall rates. There's a lot of vertical integrated liquid here. Probably, who knows, 100% coming down at 2-inch rate per hour. It just can't maintain. This storm here is unbelievably getting stronger. That is incredible. It has perpetual energy. It just doesn't weaken. It just gets stronger. That is nuts. Look at that thing. Central City's getting round 2 right now, and quite possibly round 3. I'm going to have to look here in a minute and see if there's power outages. I'm sure that there probably is. Let's see if we can find power outages real quick. We'll come right back to this. I want to go to and see all that burgundy you see on the map, the orange, and that's the area that we're in right here. This is over here at Benchesky. That's telling us that there's, and you can see the air colliding here in certain areas. Here's where we saw the negative tilt. But anyway, atmospheric instability. It's very profound in that area. See it? All through there, including Nashville. We're keeping an eye on Nashville. Nashville's in that mix, but I want to look for power outages. Let's just look and see real quick. Power outage map. No power outages in Kentucky. Let's just see. It's those 921. And that's in north central Kentucky. I'd be very, very surprised if there weren't any power outages in that area. That looks like Hopkins County, maybe? I'm not sure. I'd be very surprised. Be very surprised. Let's go back to the radar. Okay, Woodbury and Morgantown. They're wondering what just happened. That's a very strong storm that's still showing a mesocyclone signature. Has been for over 30 minutes. Unreal. Severe thunderstorm warnings in multiple states, and look for more to come. Tornado warnings in northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, 1, 2, 3. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Arkansas, 1 in Missouri, 2 in Kentucky, 3 in Kentucky. Multiple state event going on here with regard to severe weather, and this is going to continue into the after dinner evening hours, probably after dark. Probably well into the evening hours. So make sure you have a way to be alerted. These storms don't need daytime heating at all, especially this one here in central Kentucky. And it looks like it's going to make its way. Oh yeah, I remember we were talking about this making its way to Bowling Green. If it would maintain, it's going to pass Bowling Green. Looks like it's headed towards Plum Springs, Smith Grove. Severe thunderstorm warning here expires in 1 hour and 2 minutes. And it wouldn't surprise me if they don't extend that storm even farther, clear down into Tennessee. Boy, that is one high-octane storm. No kidding. Central City again. That's round 2. Them, Powderly, that's their second round of severe thunderstorms in the last hour. Morgantown as well. Look at that. That bright purple and pink. Those are storm tops that are taller than airplanes fly. So those are big, strong storms. Plum Springs is just minutes away from severe weather. Big old shelf cloud moving into the area. There's one right there. Those are those very photogenic, but that's a dangerous storm right there. If you're in that area, you need to be in a safe spot. For real. That's a strong storm. So if you're in that area, be in your safe spot. And they just issued a flood warning for this area, and I'm not surprised. See the green? That just came up 5 seconds ago. Flood warning, not a watch, a flash flood warning, and I'm not surprised after what's gone on right here. Expires in 3 hours. See what they say. Bulletin issued by the National Weather Service out of Louisville. Flash flood warning. Butler County, southwestern Ohio County in central Kentucky until 8:45 p.m. 5:40 p.m. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing and expected to begin shortly. Flash flooding caused by these thunderstorms that we've been watching. Flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other drainage and low-lying areas. The areas included are Morgantown, McHenry, Rockport, Rochester, Woodbury, Montford, Huntsville, Mining City, Dimple, and Aberdeen. So you know there's a lot of rain there. They're not saying how much rain has fallen. It's just it's an ongoing event. It's hard to say, but I know it's been coming down here very, very intensely for quite some time. So I'm surprised if there's not power outages there. Make sure your phones are charged and got your flashlights and everything you need if there are power outages in through there. I'd be very, very surprised if there were not. I really would. Got flash flooding going on up here in 2 different locations in west central and central Kentucky right now. That's where we're at. Multiple tornado warnings in multiple states, flash flood warnings, and we'll probably see more. Looks like southern Indiana's getting in the mix now. Tell City, and these storms look like they're getting stronger as well. Owensboro, right in the middle of a long line of thunderstorms. That's probably a big, long shelf cloud like you guys have all seen. Evansville's kind of in the clear, at least for the time being. Probably pretty good for the rest of the day. But if you're in Kentucky, any part of central Kentucky, they're calling for flash flooding for 3 hours over here in parts of west central Kentucky. Half-inch hail. Just posted that 2 minutes ago, and I'm not surprised at all. And that's just what's being reported. It's no telling what hasn't been reported. It's absolutely no telling. I mean, these storms are tremendously tall. We thought the ones yesterday were tall. These are dwarfing the storms we saw yesterday. I mean, dwarfing. Surprised we don't have any new tornado warnings in Kentucky. We're going to move the radar here in just a few minutes. But this storm here is just absolutely incredible. Flash flooding, hail. There's more hail right there. There's a new one. Morgantown, pea-size hail. Surprised it's not bigger. And there's more storms headed towards Central City and Powderly. Wow, that would make round 3. Unreal. What a busy day. And that's what the atmosphere was showing. And the models were showing the atmospheric instability. And it sure enough was there. Is there. It's right. It's there right now as we speak. Let's go to Missouri real quick. I want to see what's happening down here. I can pull it up. No. There we go. Okay, there's the tornado warning in Missouri, Poplar, Bluff, and Fisk. These areas right here. Fisk and Poplar Bluff is right on the edge of that storm, but Fisk, it looks like, is going to be pretty much in the center. And that is a tornado warning that expires in 27 minutes, issued by the National Weather Service out of Paducah until 6:15 p.m. local time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was located near Poplar Bluff, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Check this out. Here you go. hazard, tornado and baseball size hail. Are you serious? That's going through some windows. Radar indicated rotation. A funnel cloud was observed. There you go. A funnel cloud was observed over the north side of Poplar Bluff. Flying debris. This dangerous storm, here you go. If you know anybody in Fisk, they need to be in a basement. This dangerous storm will be near Fisk at around 5:50 p.m. So that would be in 2 minutes. And they're right on the money. They're the pros. They know what they're doing. And right there's Fisk, and there's the storm that's producing baseball size hail. That's taking out windows. Easy. Every time. Unreal. There it is. And that's in southeastern Missouri. Near the boot heel of Missouri. And the boot heel is near, you guessed it, the New Madrid fault line. So that storm right there, you see, it doesn't look very big, but it is packing a punch. Tornado warning, high wind warning, large hail. It's produced a tornado north of Poplar Bluff, right in this area here as it went through. Spotter saw a tornado on the ground. Or at least saw a tornado. I don't know if it was on the ground, but he saw one. And right there it is. Capable of producing baseball-size hail, high winds. More than likely, I would say, power outages would be a side effect of that type of a storm. I think it'll be hard not to have power outages. Branches get to flying around, trees into power lines. It's the tree branches that normally bring down the power lines. Unless it's just an extreme situation. If it's a tornado, then all bets are off. Yeah, the power lines are definitely coming down, branches or no branches. But just high winds, usually it's the branches of trees that get caught up in those power lines. Keep the trees trimmed back far enough, then most of the time, unless it's a, tornado, be in pretty good shape. But this one here, capable of producing baseball-size hail, and a twister was spotted north of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, which is in southeastern Missouri. Storms are moving east at a fast pace. Okay, it's on Fisk right now. And they were advising people in Fisk to seek shelter. Baseball-sized hail, that's going to break glass. That's going to do some damage. We've all seen it. We've seen what it can do. I know I have. Not personally, but I've seen pictures of it. Not real sure I want to see it. Whew, that's a strong storm right there. That's another tall one. It's way up there, way higher than airplanes fly. Multi-state event going on here. Tornado warnings in multiple states. Flash flood warnings. Thunderstorm warnings in multiple states. This storm here is bearing down on Fisk. Produced a funnel cloud north of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Headed towards Fisk, Missouri right now as we watch this storm move through the area. It's got a history of producing baseball-size hail. Let me read this again from the National Weather Service. Now they've changed it to ping pong ball size hail. Take cover now. I was looking to see if they had any type of wind speeds, but they don't. They are showing 1.5 inch ping pong. They were talking baseball size earlier. There's the tornado warning. Fisk, Missouri. Multi-state event. Southeastern Missouri, northern Arkansas, central Kentucky. Now they've got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings going on over here in Kentucky. Let's go back to Arkansas real quick and see if things are improving or deteriorating. I think it's in the Little Rock area. Yeah, we got it west of Little Rock. Severe thunderstorm warnings over there in multiple locations. These storms are popping up everywhere. No tornado warnings at the moment. Different story in northern Arkansas. Tornado warning. Multiple severe thunderstorm warning. I wouldn't be surprised if this one doesn't go to tornado. Be east of Mountain View, headed towards Cushman, Batesville, Sulphur Rock. Severe thunderstorm warning in the area of Lynn, Portia. Now it's on Portia and Minturn, Alicia, Hoaxie, Black Rock. Let's see what this one's talking about here. That's a tornado warning. Expires in 20 minutes for this area. National Weather Service out of Little Rock. Remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. That's a tornado warning for northeastern Jackson and southern Lawrence counties. 5:46 p.m., about 8 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail. Take cover now. And that's coming from the National Weather Service out of Little Rock. Multi-state event. Severe thunderstorm warnings in Arkansas, Missouri. Tornado warnings in Missouri, Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warnings and flash flood warnings over here in Kentucky, where I wouldn't be surprised if there's not multiple power outages over there. In fact, I'd be very surprised if there weren't. Very surprised. Let's go back over here. Okay, now we got storms kind of moving down towards Kentucky or Tennessee. Boy, this is a mess over here. Look at that. That storm is still going. Wow. All right. Rochester's round 2. That's Rochester, Kentucky. We're in central Kentucky right now, west central Kentucky. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, had tornado warnings. They're thankfully gone, but the severe weather has not gone. Still there. It's just moving to the east at about 30, 40. Some of these storms are moving at 50 miles per hour. All headed towards the east. In fact, we'll go check out eastern Kentucky here in just a few minutes. Let's go look at Lexington real quick and just see what the weather looks like over there if I can. I don't know if I can or not. That's just moderate rain. That's up near Cincinnati. That's north of Lexington. So not too much happening up there. Oh, wow. Here's a different story here. This is in central Kentucky by Lexington. Now, this is kind of what we saw yesterday. Heavy rain moving into the area. Not anything super rough like we've been seeing over in Arkansas, Missouri, and western Kentucky. These are just heavy rain showers. But some areas do have a severe component, no doubt about it. This is widespread, just moderate to heavy rain, that's all. Nothing really off the charts there like we're seeing over here. Let's go back over here. Let's go to Paducah, see what's going on. That's the Paducah radar, but it's showing us the action over here in Missouri. Now they've extended severe thunderstorm warning for the next 47 minutes. And that's in front of the storm that just went through Fisk, Missouri. This is in Missouri going right into the boot heel, which is where the New Madrid fault zone's at. Severe thunderstorm warning has been extended now, including Baker, this is in Missouri, Baker, Missouri, Essex, Missouri, let's see, Finnerman, Dexter, all of these are Missouri. And this severe thunderstorm right here that just went through Fisk is going right at Dudley, Missouri. See what they're talking about, what kind of numbers, if anything. They got this going on until 6:45 p.m. Went through Fisk. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Quarter-size hail. Tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. That's what they're recommending right now for areas of southeastern Missouri. That's coming from the National Weather Service. So those guys are the pros. Listen to what they say. If they tell you to take cover, because there's definitely a lot of storms in the area here. This is a multi-state event. Unbelievable. A lot of action going on. Very unstable air through that area. That's what's going on. The atmosphere is very unstable. And it's creating a lot of storm activity that's not dependent on daytime heating. Totally obvious. I mean, it's evening time and these storms are really cranking. In fact, getting stronger in some areas. Severe thunderstorm warning here. Bearing down on Smith's Grove. We're in Kentucky now. West Central Kentucky. 2 flash flood warnings. 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. That's just in Kentucky. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning over here in the Boot Heel, just north of the Boot Heel of Missouri. And a tornado warning, Boot Heel of Missouri. And you've got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings spanning from east all the way to northeastern Arkansas. And that's just for now. I think it's just getting warmed up. Woo! I'd be very surprised if there's not power outages in Kentucky. I really would. Smith's Grove. Strong storms now. Plum Springs. Same system that was way back here. Way back here in Rochester. Powderly, remember? Central City. That storm is held together and is now headed towards Park City, Glasgow. It's past Bowling Green now. Just went past Bowling Green. Just missed Bowling Green. Wasn't sure if it would make it. There's wind damage right there. Let's see what it says. That's west, southwest of Bowling Green. Wind damage. Not anything severe. Minor wind damage. And that's the backside of that storm, and those would be downdrafts coming down off the backside of the storm. That's why they saw wind damage out there. And this area up here is where we saw debris flying earlier. So I would suspect there's probably some damage there. Again, more stuff goes unreported than goes reported. You just kind of remember that. There's half-inch hail right there. There's just so much that occurs out over rural areas that, it just doesn't go reported. It's just like with meteorites. There are probably 100 times the amount of meteorites that actually interact with the Earth than we are aware of, because the majority of it occurs out over the oceans. So there's probably been some huge meteors impact the Earth and we never even saw it, Never heard about it. Because they occurred over our water cover somewhere out in the oceans. So yeah, these storms are high octane and they're not backing down yet. Smiths Grove, this storm's been on the ground for over 30 miles, heading east-southeast at about 35 miles an hour. And it's not even stopping for air. It's just keeping right on trucking. Luckily, it's not got any more mesocyclone, at least at the moment. But looking back here, you're seeing that anvil-shaped storm. We've seen pictures of them. You guys have shared them with me. They look like giant anvils. The backside's got wind that comes down, and the front side is pulling up. That's if it's a mesocyclone. Remember, tornadoes are like vacuum cleaners. Yeah, they have wind that pushes out, but they pull up. That's why you see debris at the tops of clouds and stuff. That's like what we saw back here. We saw debris in the, let's see, I think it was here by Powderly and Greenville. We saw debris on the coefficient. Earlier, we thought there was a mesocyclone there because tornadoes pull up, hurricanes push down. So once again, multi-state event. Now we've got 3 areas under flash flood warnings in central Kentucky. 3 now. Here's 1. Here's 2. I'm just making sure they're, let's see. Yeah, 3 now. Flash flood warnings. That one expires in 2 hours and 55 minutes. This one expires in 2 hours and 25 minutes. And this one expires in 2 hours and 40 minutes. So from the sounds of the flash flood warnings, they're anticipating more rain for quite some time. May not be severe, which would be great, but it could still rain. But this has a severe component to it, absolutely. That's very strong right there. Smiths Grove's like in a dishwasher right now. They got sideways rain, straight up sideways. Probably 60-mile-an-hour winds, easy. That storm has been an overachiever for a long, long way, and it's headed towards Glasgow. I didn't think it would make it to Bowling Green. That's like a Usain Bolt right there. Just keeps right on going. It's headed towards Glasgow, Park City. And they've extended it. See the extender out here? They anticipate it going all the way down to Burkesville. And we're in Kentucky. West Central Kentucky, right in here. Multi-state event underway. Severe thunderstorm warning. Flash flood warnings. Wait a minute. They've taken the tornado warnings out of the equation. That's great, at least for now. Severe thunderstorm warnings over here in eastern Kentucky, northeastern Kentucky, southeastern Missouri, west central Kentucky. Multi-state event right now. But the good news is tornado warnings nowhere to be found at the moment. That's great. We don't want to see the tornadoes. That's one of the big reasons I do these, is because of the tornadoes. I'm not going to sit here and watch it rain. But if I think there's a chance of tornadoes, yes, I'll do a live stream. But I'm not going to sit here for rain. You guys are all familiar with rain. If you're a member of Planet Earth, you know what rain does. You don't need me to tell you. But if I think there could be a tornado, yeah, I'll do a live stream. And if I can help one person, then it was not time wasted. It was time well spent. That's just the way I look at it. But this area right here, they have seen some very intense weather today. Morgantown, this is in west central Kentucky. They're going to have some stories to tell later. I guarantee you, high winds. There's probably branches down through here. I would say more than likely there's been hail of various sizes. Quite possibly tornadoes here and there. I don't know, but it keeps showing me this. It has the entire time I've been on here. A mesocyclone signature in that area. And it doesn't just do that for fun. It puts it up when they suspect a tornado in the area. This area here has seen a lot of activity, and guess what? They're getting ready to see more. Central City, Powderly, Greenville, Drakesboro, Rochester. See, there's more coming in from the north. Just been an incredible line of thunderstorms through here. They've had a little bit of everything, and now all of the rain that's been squeezed out of the atmosphere because of this grand collision here today that created all the atmospheric instability. Now, where does all the water go? It goes up. Goes on the streets, roads. I'm sure people's yards in these areas are taking on water right now. Hopefully not getting into any homes, but you can see the green squares. We're in central Kentucky. The green squares are telling us, National Weather Service, that there's flash flood warnings. Warnings means it's occurring. It's not a watch. It's a warning. It's occurring. It's happening. Flash flooding in these areas here all through central Kentucky. Or at least a big portion of it. And that would be south of, where are we at here? Louisville? Yeah, south of Louisville primarily. Northeast of Clarksville, Tennessee. Right in this area here. Flash flooding. And the ground is probably already saturated, so now you've got another inch, maybe 2 inches. I'd say some areas have gotten 3. It has been raining very hard through this area here for a long time. They're going to have some stories to tell here later about the high winds and the large hail. But right now, and if it stays that way for a little bit, then we'll probably wrap it up. But I don't see any tornado warnings anywhere, and that's great. Good deal. So all of the tornado warnings have expired. What we're left with now are severe thunderstorm warnings. So that means it's happening. It's not a watch. A watch means there's a chance it could happen. When it's a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, flash flood warning, that means it's happening. It is going to happen. It's occurring. So all of these are still under severe thunderstorm warnings, which means the weather is severe. We've all been in severe thunderstorms. But I see 1, 2, 3, 4 areas in west central Kentucky. Severe thunderstorms. 3 flash flood warnings. 2 severe thunderstorms in southeastern Missouri. 2 severe thunderstorm, and these are warnings, in Arkansas. And these are ongoing events. There could be storms later in the Dallas area, Plano, Texas. Our friend Rockstar Preacher, north of Dallas, could see some rain this evening. I'm not sure if it'll have a severe component, but I think this atmospheric instability reaches all the way back to Dallas. It'd be along this line right here. So it's a remote possibility, something just to be aware of, that's all. But right now I don't see any red squares. Red squares are alert. That's tornado. And right now it's looking pretty good. Campbellsville's getting wet in Kentucky. Smith's Grove probably got an inch of rain there in the last 15-20 minutes. Oakland got drenched. Oakland, Kentucky, learned something new, just like I learned of Houston, Mississippi the other day. First time I'd ever heard of Houston, Mississippi. Now we got Oakland, Kentucky getting wet, Smiths Grove, and all of these storms are moving, that's due east, towards Park City, Kentucky, Glasgow, Kentucky, Horse Cave and Cave City, Kentucky. But the good news is no severe thunderstorm or no tornado warnings. So it looks like that part may be recycling or taking a break for a while. But the energy is still there, guys. That's the thing. The energy's still there. The possibility's still there, but I don't see any right now. So the good news is that component might be gone. Let's take a look at the GOES 16 real quick, or at least gone for a while. Don't let your guard down by any means. These storms are, looking at the GOES, oh yeah, they're going to continue what they're doing. They're recycling. They are definitely recycling. Look at that wind collision through there. Oh, yeah. So there's going to be storms later on tonight, guys. You betcha. Absolutely. And they will extend all the way back into Texas. But that'll be later on. They will extend into Texas, the Dallas area, at least northeast Dallas, northern Dallas. See how they're starting to stretch right now? But they're on like the recycle cycle right now. They're recycling. So the severe component in Kentucky, and I'm thinking these might be going into Tennessee later. Yeah, there's definitely a chance they could go into Tennessee later. So big heads up there. Let's look at the instability map. Hang tight with me, guys. Where are we at? Here we go. Bench of sky. 8 p.m. Yeah, the instability is not near. But see how it does reach back into Dallas right there. And that's later on tonight. So, yeah, Dallas later on tonight. There's definitely a chance of at least severe weather. Later on this evening. Yeah, that's a long line of atmospheric instability, that's all. Nashville could see a little action, hopefully nothing too much. Any power outages to report? You know, I'm very surprised. Not one single, well, there's 877 out in Kentucky, 261, 854 in Arkansas. That's not too bad. You know what? I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Those power lines held up because there was some strong winds going through there. That's awesome. Here's the lightning map, and you can see that's following suit with where the storms are at. We've been following those very heavy storms in southern Indiana and west central Kentucky, and there's your lightning map. The atmosphere is just absolutely loaded. Absolutely loaded with static. We call it lightning. It's static. Look at that. So you're going to see some storms later on this evening. Probably nothing super severe. Here's a cyclone headed into northern Madagascar. It's not even a major storm. It's just like a tropical storm going through northern Madagascar. But the reason I'm showing you that is because the people in northern Madagascar and South Africa might see a different type of storm here in the next day or two. Those waters between Madagascar and South Africa are very, very warm. So that could become something. This storm here off the northeastern coast of Australia, this is the one we were talking about 3 or 4 days ago, that it could happen. Well, it looks like it's going to happen. The models were right. And as long as it stays offshore, won't be a problem. But this thing could have a rain component of 28 inches. That's unreal. 28 inches. So right now, the storm hasn't even really formed yet, but you can tell it's forming. Storms down here, this is by Australia, rotate clockwise, and you can see it's got that clockwise personality. This storm is going to be headed towards New Zealand. So our friends, especially along the northern coast of the North Island of New Zealand, by late this weekend or the first part of next week, this could be a named storm affecting New Zealand, at least with high tides and a lot of rain. So we'll have to wait and see. We're definitely watching that super close, like we've been watching these thunderstorms in this area of the United States. No tornado warning, so we're going to wrap it up. If you guys see me on here, you know that there's a pretty good chance of a tornado. I'm not going to come on here just for rain. If I do a live stream, that means there's a chance of some kind of severe weather. That right there is still cranking at a very respectable pace. They've extended it now even further. That is unreal. That is in west central Kentucky. And it's staying there. It's on track to maybe go into Tennessee later. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a strong storm that goes way back to actually Madisonville, way back here. That's kind of where it started. Then it went into Central City. It went through Greenville. It's still going. I mean, it's still going. Unreal. Somebody's want me to look at Egypt. I'll check it out. I'm going to check out Egypt. I don't know if I can check Egypt out on here, guys. Hold on. Egypt. I'm pretty sure I can't get it on here. I just got a message to check Egypt. This has Australia. This has New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. Let me see if there's the Northern Territory of Australia. In fact, that might be showing the storm. Let's look. No. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get to Egypt. Hang on. Here's Arizona. Look at there. That's what's coming my way. How about that? I like it. I like the rain. No problem. It's my friend. We need water. Water is the nectar of the gods. Look at there. This has got Korea? Really? I didn't know that. Well, maybe there is Egypt on here. Yeah, I've already passed the E's, though. So what's going on in Egypt? ABC. Yeah, I don't have Egypt on here. I'm sorry, unless I got... Hold on. Trying to see what I do have on here. They add stuff on here all the time. No, I don't think so, guys. Look at that, Queensland. Look at all those areas in Queensland. Are you serious? That's huge. All right. Got Quebec. I got Canada, South Australia, Queensland, North Australia, Tasmania. Why don't we look at all those areas in Texas? Texas is big. There's Victoria. That would be in Australia. There's Western Australia. I think that would be what, Perth? Yeah. No. All right, let me see what I can find. What's going on in Egypt? Got some severe weather, huh? Let's see, this is just the goes east. I don't know if I can get the goes west. Oh, I know where I can go. All right, hang on. We're going to Egypt, okay? Let's see what's up over there. Our trusted windy.com. Windy knows. Oh, Windy knows. Here we go. Okay, I'm in Egypt. So what do you got going on here? You got something coming in offshore? Here we are. Okay, I don't have access to any radar over there. I do see some activity on satellite. It looks like something coming in offshore. Let me see if I can get it to rotate or do something here. There we go. Yeah, you've got a counterclockwise rotation coming in from the Mediterranean, it looks like. Here in Marsa Matra, Siwa Oasis, Al-Daba, Al-Nabaria, Alexandria. Looks like it's kind of windy there. Yeah, you've got some energy coming in off of the looks like the Mediterranean. Yep, I see it. Looks like a big storm. It's like a big storm going through the Middle East. Yeah, I see it. You're exactly right. There it is. You're going to see some... it's difficult to tell from this position, but you're going to see at least high winds. I'll bet you can't sleep. Let me see if there's a lightning component to this. Rain and thunder. See, it won't give me specifics for that area. Thunderstorms, maybe? I can't get specifics. How about wind gusts? Can't get specifics. Extreme weather. Extreme forecast. Yeah, you've got extreme weather over there. I see it. I just don't know what kind. Looks like high winds. Let's see what it says. High winds, showers, storms. Looks like 40-mile-per-hour winds, high wind gusts, and some rain looks like coming your way. But yeah, the entire state of Egypt is in a extreme weather forecast. Doesn't say exactly what kind. High winds and rain. So yeah, you're right. It's definitely very active right now over in Egypt. I can't pull it up on the Goes East, though. That would give me a whole lot more information. But let me see if I can find it here on the Goes West. No, I don't think so. Can't find it here either. But I will try to find it, though, here later. Thanks for sharing that with me. There's our lightning. I'm still surprised there's no power outages in Kentucky. I really am. There was a lot of high winds through there. So, and there's the hail. Look at that. 2.75, 2.5, Poplar, Bluff. And that's the storm that we were watching. Baseball size hail right there. We saw it happen. And there's Greenville. Bowling Green. We were watching that storm too. Central City. Central City got like 3 storms right in a row. 2.5 inch. That's near baseball size. Like I said, they're going to have stories to tell in there of the high winds. And let's see if they got the wind component. Oh, yeah. Tornado component. Not being reported yet, but there was a lot of activity in there. Let's just make sure there's no more tornadoes. Going to have some flooding. There was a lot of rain. And that's what's coming my way right there. See some rain activity tonight. Been seeing rain off and on for the last couple of days. Can't beat that. Keeps the dust down. All right, Kentucky, one more look. No tornado warnings. Flash flood warnings will be in effect for the next couple of hours. Understandably so. Severe thunderstorms moving off to the east. They have subsided in southeastern Missouri. Things are looking pretty good. But look for more activity later on this evening as this is starting to recycle. Got a severe thunderstorm warning near Batesville, Arkansas, Tuckerman, and a few in northeastern Arkansas. Eastern Arkansas's got a small one. One community called Mena. And then there's still a couple over here in central Kentucky. We've got this infinite storm here that just keeps on going like the Energizer Bunny. And it's still going, headed towards Glasgow. It's right in the middle of Glasgow, headed towards Edmonton. Severe thunderstorm warning. And that will last for, at least in that area, the next 33 minutes. But yeah, Egypt looks like, I can totally tell they've got high winds over there. Extreme weather, sandstorm, I totally believe it. We'll probably see pictures tomorrow of a giant sandstorm rolling through Egypt and parts of the Middle East, because you could see a very large storm taking shape over there right now as we do this video. But listen, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope this was helpful to whoever was watching, possibly in the area. Listen, I'll do these live streams whenever there is a tornado component. If I feel that there is, I'll come on and we'll watch these storms unfold in real time. And if we can help one person, it was time well spent. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later. Be safe out there.